mm-hmm.
Sort of activity. So I think that's a very individual question in terms of why certain men don't like going or maybe feel embarrassed going. I think part of it could be that a lot of women are much more flexible than them. So
right.
maybe it's and that, like, that's not everybody, of course, but because if you go to a class, likely there will be more females than males, and likely more of the females will be a little more flexible, especially in like hamstrings and things like that, than the males. And of course, this isn't all the time. I'm definitely overgeneralizing this here,
right.
But I think that can affect it too. But that is really about knowing your body and knowing yourself. And I think maybe there's just like not enough awareness of that. Like, people maybe don't know that they're not, like, that their body shouldn't be doing maybe what that other person is doing. So yeah, I don't know, that's it. Well, like, I don't know, why do you feel embarrassed to go to, like, going to a class? I guess let's start there.
Yeah, I have no shame with sharing that. I think the reason why I was embarrassed because, like, it was just so many women, you know, like, and I ain't want to be the only man in the class. I think that's what it was. Like, I feel like, you know, when you go into certain stuff, especially I'm just speaking for myself and for some men out here. When you go to, like, you know, a yoga class or any class really, and it's like a lot of women, you know, in your mind mentally you gonna be like, I don't want these men to think that, you know, you know, like that, you know, I want to soft, you know, or a certain you know, I don't know. I'm, you know, I don't know.
Right.
But
I think more men are getting into it as well, and, like, especially on Instagram, the male population on there that's doing yoga, they're really inspiring, and I definitely on my yoga alignment account, I try to make sure that I'm posting men as well, because I think it's important for them to see it also. So I totally get what you're saying, and I don't think it's really like a feminine or masculine sort of thing, because a lot of these men that I'm seeing on Instagram and that I repost their content, you know, they're very strong, they're very muscular, and I think that's a great thing, because they have a ton of strength, and they've been doing this for a lot of years. But it doesn't necessarily mean that your average person can't do it because they don't look like that, or because they don't feel like they have those abilities, right? It's about, I think it's about starting. And there are classes now that are specifically for men. And I think that's great too, to sort of, you know, make them feel a little bit more comfortable that they're around other men. And just like there's, you know, female-only gyms, right?
Right.
So, and I don't want to get into too much sort of gender-specific topics, because there's a lot going on right now with, you know, the, like, different communities that are out there. So I don't want to overgeneralize anything. And the great thing about yoga is that, like, literally everybody can do it. It doesn't matter your orientation. It doesn't matter your gender. Like, everybody can do it, and you just gotta start.
Right. Yeah. Right. You're definitely right. You, like, you know, as a man, you know, especially nowadays, it's just, I guess, you know, with everything that's going on, gender wise, everything, like, you know, me and my friends, like, we talk about it a lot. Like, you know, we have to be careful you know, with a lot of stuff because we don't want to be put into like a negative, I guess, category. You know, in terms of that nature, whether it's like being around a lot of women or saying certain stuff where, you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago it wasn't really a big deal, but now, you know, everyone's kind of like, I guess, I don't want to say sensitive, but they have their opinions and stuff, and they start different things. But yeah,
Right, exactly. So that's why I think it's like best to just allow, you know, it's completely inclusive. Yoga is totally inclusive, and that's the great thing about it is that there's no prejudice or discrimination with anything.
right,
You just come. It's you and your mat, and the instructor is guiding you, and you can be whoever you are. You can act however you want. It's you and your mat, you know.
right, right. And I have a couple more questions because I know you have to go soon. I was asked this question, and I want to hear it from yourself, like the answer. Do yoga make you grow an inch in height, or it just correct your posture? Your posture, because that's something I always wanted to ask. Because I've noticed that
Yeah.
people who lose weight and do yoga and stuff, I'm like, did you get taller or something? Like what happened?
So oftentimes your spine can sort of compress when you have poor posture and when you're not moving it a lot, right? So
Right.
the more movement you put into your spine, the more space there's going to be in between the vertebrae. And obviously that doesn't necessarily go for everybody because everybody is anatomically different. But I think it's more to do with posture and the spine alignment and the spacing of the spine rather than actually physically growing. I mean, you know, it's possible. I'm not going to say it's not, but I think it's definitely more to do with like the posture and the spine more than anything. So yeah.
Yeah, because some days my wife say I could be 6'1", then other days I could be about 6'3", and I told her like, you know, it could be because I lose weight and I get maybe, I guess the way my spine is different because I also have another friend that I knew. He used to slouch a lot, but if he stand up like with posture, he'll be about 6'5", and I'm like, you need to do yoga or something, you know. And we used to joke about it, but I was like, yeah, no, for real, because some days I be thinking like I'm be the same height, but then when he used to straighten up his posture and stuff, he used to be about 6'5", 6'6". I'm like, I didn't realize he was that tall, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Posture is a big thing, and that's a lot of the fundamentals of yoga is like keeping a straight spine and like lifting through the crown of your head. So like shoulders down and sort of lifting up through the top of your head. So elongating everything, and that definitely helps with that. That's for sure. So the alignment of the spine and the posture and everything is a foundation and a fundamental of yoga, definitely.
yes, it is. And the final question is, where do you see yourself, you know, in your business 5 to 10 years from now?
Oh, well, there's lots of stuff on the go right now. I have www.yogaalignmentguide.com. That's going to be launching this week. So basically what I want to do is share my knowledge and share this with the world. So what I want to do is, you know, maybe start some retreats or yoga teacher training or even just like an online training. Those are things that I'm looking to implement into the future. And yeah, that's kind of where I see myself going with this is teaching people not only online but in person, because I think you get a different understanding through both sides of it. And people learn differently too, right?
Right.
So yeah, I see myself definitely in this field and working with people online and in person, talking about alignment and talking about the body and just spreading that awareness to as many people as I can. And the thing that I love most is like I don't want to see anybody getting injured through doing yoga. So
Right.
I would love to keep people injury free. And I also want those people to experience the benefits, like as much benefit as they can from every individual pose. Yeah, so that's the answer to that. But I also want to say that yoga is not just about the poses. So
Right.
there are 8 limbs of yoga. So there's sort of 8 different categories of yoga. Asana, which is the poses, that is one of them. So yoga spans much further than that. And what I also want to say is that yoga is meant as a tool to help move the body so that you can stay in meditation for longer. And a lot of people don't know that. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in there so that for those that are listening, it gets them thinking a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, because I just, like I said earlier, like I had just found that out not too long ago, that yoga is not just physically, but it's also mentally, helpful, very, very helpful, to the mind and to the spirit. And, like it just, when it comes to yoga, it's a lot of positives. And I see a lot of more people doing it by the day, like, actually doing yoga. And I feel like, a lot of people should just do yoga. With me, I'm an advocate of, everyone had their own vices. I never was the type of person to judge people and stuff like that. But my main focus was, like with me, I play video games a lot. That keep me cool, cool and calm, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like, everyone, we should like, focus a lot on, our health and wellness, and have, do things like walking and running and doing yoga, because it's like an extra boost, So like you don't have to always have to do certain things to keep you happy, but instead you could just keep yourself healthy mentally, spiritually, physically. Like I think that's one of the most underrated things, especially in this world today, is that health is very, very, very important, but people still overlook
Definitely.
it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think making yoga and making health and wellness more accessible to people is like where things are going. Like making it easier for people to implement these things into their lives, no matter what stage they are. Whether they're super unhealthy, eating fast food every day, or whether they have like a dessert every week and they just want to cut that out, or there's different levels that everyone's at in their lives. And even like those that are physically unable to do certain yoga poses, there's chair yoga, which is awesome. So it's just making these benefits accessible to anybody and everybody.
Wow, and that's amazing. And I really want to thank you for coming on the show, because like that was the main reason why I reached out to you, because I've been telling my wife I've been wanting to do yoga and stuff lately and things of that nature, but I'm kind of scared because I don't want to do certain stuff wrong, or maybe I'll be embarrassed and stuff like that. But to be able to talk to you and learn so much more about yoga, it's really gonna motivate me to do yoga even more, especially if it's just around the house, or if it's just me and my wife and our family and friends, So I want to thank you for that, for coming on the show. Do you have any like shout outs